Good afternoon. Welcome to our live stream. This is the second half of our topic, life lessons. Today we will cover relationships, power, and loss. And as a reminder, this lesson is based on the book Life Lessons by Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross and David Kessler. And so they came up with 14, oops, I don't know what I just did. I'm removing myself from stage. Hold on, I'm just clicking stuff here. All right, there we go. So they came up with 14 lessons that they learned by interviewing people who were on their death beds for over 20 years. So they talked to them and they said, what are your regrets? What do you wish that you did differently? Because I guess makes sense when you are at the end of your life, when you're in hospice, you know you're not going to live much longer, then it's easier to say, if I'd had more time, I would have done this. And so they came up with this research, and I'm going to try to figure out what I have done here. Okay, yes, that's better. So they came up with this research, and they wrote a book, and these are the lessons. Yesterday, or on Tuesday, that is, we talked about what did I do? We talked about authenticity and love, and today we're talking about power and relationships and loss. So lots of nice topics to sink our teeth into, which is, I think, a nice thing. I think a lot of people in our community are looking to better themselves, to grow, to become, better versions of ourselves, and also practice English. So we have a lot of vocab, we have phrases, we have idioms, phrasal verbs, all kinds of stuff, conversation questions. My lessons are designed to offer you the opportunity to practice, to use the language you already have, that you already know. And so this is your hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's see where we go. All right. So hello, Serena, sweetie. Thank you for saying hello to me. I am going to hop on over to the left here and offer our first slide for today. And let me try to scroll this thing up. Aha. Hello, Lorena, darling. And so here are our first vocab words. Oh, actually, shoot, hold on. I wanted to do this first. Let's remove this real quick. We'll go back to vocab words in a minute, but let's do a little brainstorming session. I think that that's nicer to kind of get ourselves warmed up with this conversation today. I don't know what I'm, hello? Hi again. I'm not at home. I'm in my daughter's dorm room, and so I don't have like my whole setup here, and I don't know what I don't know. I'm just clicking all kinds of things. It's not a good look for me. All right. And let me try to get rid of this banner. If you don't already follow my account and you like chaos like this, you like to be around people who don't understand technology, you can follow me, English with Jen. There's always something going on here. So, all right, here we go. Brainstorming question for you. What are some relationships that we can have in life? So let's kind of just go through, because often when we think of the word relationships, it's instantly romantic, but there are all kinds of relationships that we can have in life, and this subject applies to all of that. Hello, Hotoko. She is actually at university right now. So I spent all morning long cleaning her room. I'm such a bad mom. I don't know why I don't let her do this on her own. But yes, so now her room is nice and pretty and clean and organized, and she'll come home to a nice place. All right, I'm in Berlin, exactly, with my daughter. And yesterday we had a really wonderful day. We found a great place to go to breakfast. We found a great place to have dinner. And she really wanted to go to the true crime exhibition with all the serial killers. So yeah, very scary, very creepy. And then you leave this exhibition about serial killers and 2 hours long about all these different serial killers, and everyone on the street looks like a serial killer. It's just, so now I'm completely petrified of every human, man or woman. So, so I hope none of you are serial killers, or just, maybe I'm not, this is not the thing. I don't know. Anyway, hi, Alicia. Hello, Alex, my dear. Hello. So Lorena, hello to you already again. Let's see, it's going to take me a while to go through things because I don't have my mouse, and this is not working. I can't go back. I'm not sure how to do that. I need my mouse. I forgot my mouse. So to hello to everyone who has said hello. I can't see the earlier comments. Yeah, creepy. Yes. And you know what? This is so interesting. It's for some reason it's true crime series, documentaries, these kinds of things typically is something that interests women. It doesn't interest me, like, not at all. I don't enjoy being scared and I don't like being creeped out. So, but 80% of the people that watch that genre are women. Found that so fascinating. And my daughter is one of them. So she likes all of that creepy stuff. So, all right. So, if anybody ends up wanting to come to Berlin, I hope to create a lovely list of places you should visit. So far, I have a great breakfast place. We went to a really cool bar last night, a fun restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, which is, my daughter told me, is called Hot Pot, where you put all the stuff that you want. You have like this sort of a buffet of different things. You put it in a little container. Then you bring the container, they weigh it. That's a little creepy. They weigh it, and how much ever you put in there is what you pay. They create a soup. You can pick a different soup. They put it all in, heat it up, and you can do some toppings. It was really delicious. Once I got my head around the fact that I'm putting my food in a plastic container. Hello, Yelena, darling. Welcome, welcome. All right. So, relationships. What kind of relationships can we have other than romantic? I think that's the most obvious one. Fateful connections. Yeah. Okay. So Yuki, do you mean like ones where, you just bump into each other like a soulmate kind of thing? What do you mean? So family relationships, friendly relationships, love partnerships, acquaintances, great word. Work relationships. And for those of you who don't know the word acquaintance, I'll pop that on the screen here for us. Acquaintance is when you know someone, but they are not yet your friend. We don't really use this English sort of culturally so much in America, because you meet someone and you're instantly sort of like, they're my friend. Even though they're not really your friend, we probably should use this word more, but we don't. But it is a word that is used and you should know it. So we have work relationships, so work, professional, community, and social. So maybe like you work in the community, you work at your local church, that kind of thing. Hi, Manuel. In fact, life is an endless relationship. Ooh, that's very poetic. Faithful friend is a relationship, right? Okay, cool. I like that. Life is an endless relationship. Well, I don't know if it's endless because it does end, but it's a lifelong relationship. A follower and a mentor. Love that too. Super. Yeah, exactly. Family. We have family relationships as well that we have to deal with. So just to kind of give us sort of an idea to warm up into this topic of talking about the lesson to learn about relationships, is that we don't just focus on the romantic, we can think about lots of other ones as well. And now I will move this banner without breaking the internet. And let's see, and I'm going to hop over to here and we will have our vocab words. And I think these words are pretty easy, so we can go through them kind of quickly. Let me see if I can get this to go up. No, I don't know what's going on. All right. Anyway, so I have my first ones here. Let's see. So we can have, as the number one is bond. We have trust, compromise, and commitment. And I do think these are words that the majority of you already know, but I think it's nice to review also words we know just to bring them into our active vocabulary. Sometimes they kind of get stuck in the background, even though we know them. So then definitions: believing that someone is honest, and reliable. B, a promise to stay local or dedicated. C, a strong connection between people. And D, agreeing to give up something to solve a problem or keep the peace. So partner relationship in business, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. With colleagues, so your workmates, with business relationships, with your boss, perhaps a relationship. There is a wrong idea that relationship means to get in touch with a woman. Yeah, it can mean that, but it can mean all kinds of things. Understandable, long-lasting bond. I'm in. Okay. Thank you, Yuki. So everyone's saying one is C. This is going to be a very easy thing. This is just as a review to keep our active vocabulary flowing. One, C, bond, a promise to stay loyal and dedicated. Oh, no, sorry. C, I was just thinking, that sounds weird. A strong connection between people. You have a bond. I think, Yuki, like what you said, when you have this strong connection with someone, you have a bond with them. Another word for that. All right, so 2, agreeing to give trust. Okay. Hello, Michaela, sweetie. Hey, Mohammed. Glad to have you here too. Bond is a connection with people. Absolutely. You can have a strong bond with someone or a weak one. Sometimes we can't really help if we have a bond, if we have a connection. It's kind of chemistry. All right. So 2, keeping us on track. Thank you, Alex, as well, and Emmanuel. Trust. So what do you say for trust? 1 was C, 2 is Kaluna saying A, Lorena saying A. So bond is 2 is A, believing that someone is, trust. I don't know where I am. Trust. It's hot in here. So, okay, trust. So is a promise to stay loyal or dedicated to someone. You can have trust in someone. You can have trust in someone. You can trust someone. And yes, so that's always an important thing in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, to have a sense of trust. So Muhammad, 2 is actually A. 1 is C, 2 is A. 3, my dears, what can you tell me? Compromise. We'll go through these a little bit faster because I do think this is a nice little quick review to think about relationships. So compromise, what can you tell me? And I'm going to try to fix my situation here. I don't know why I cannot scroll up. Oops. Yeah, now I've done this again. Let me click on here. All right, that's not good. Now I can't see your comments. All right, here we go. So now I can sort of see this. Let's see how this is going to work. There we go. We're in business. All right, I can see the full screen. I'm not touching anything, I swear to you. All right, so 3, everyone is saying D. So yeah, compromise to stay loyal. Is that compromise though, to stay loyal? I think if you have to compromise to stay loyal, it's not really being loyal in a way. I think that should just come naturally, I would think. Personal opinion. So compromise 3, D, agreeing to give up something to solve a problem or keep peace. Yeah. And last but not least, we have commitment. Commitment. Trust is very important in relationships. Yes, I think so. It's probably the most important thing. One of the most important things in a relationship is having a sense of trust. Commitment is normal in political speeches. Yeah, lots of, especially in politics in the United States these days, it feels like you have to be loyal or you have to be committed. Otherwise, you are seen as being on the outside. I really miss this in American politics, that you can have a gray zone. Everything is very black or white. And usually the truth is somewhere in the middle. Trust and respect. Okay, Yuki, thank you, dear. For B, a promise to stay loyal and dedicated is a commitment. Yes, you can have a commitment. Let's jump on to some phrasal verbs that are related to relationships. And let's see what we've got. And I think that hopefully some of these might be new. I know that some of them we've had before, but a long time ago. So it'll be at least a good review. And let me pop over to the other side of the fence here. And let's see. All right, so here we go. Commitment is also in your job, definitely. So never do you get married, compromise, or so painful to hold on for a long run. I think it depends on the compromise. For me, Manuel, I would not be together with someone where the compromise felt like it was going against my morals or what I ultimately felt. I think I'd be I'm very careful with that, I think, with compromise. If my compromises need to be little, or I would rather be alone. I'd rather, no company is better than bad company, my opinion. Contractual, yes, similar case. That's right, Serena. Okay, so here we go. We have our phrasal verbs: stick by, rely on, drift apart, look after. Answers: to depend on someone for help or support, to slowly become less close over time, to take care of someone, and D, to stay loyal and support someone. Which one works best with stick by? I have Michaela saying D, look after. Okay, yes, we'll do D, and we'll do that one in a minute. Okay, D. So Kaluna saying D, Michaela saying D. So one, stick by. D, to stay loyal and support someone. So in relationships, we have to decide if someone has let's say, a drug problem. Are we going to stick by them or not? If somebody has financial problems, do we stick by them if they caused it? This kind of thing. If someone cheats on us, are we going to stick by them, or are we going to move on to something different? So yeah, this is a hard one. Sticking by. All right, moving on to number 2, drift apart. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. We'll do that in a minute, Manuel. Number 2, rely on. What is number 2 to rely on? Is A. Okay, exactly. So to rely on, A, to depend on someone for help or support. Drift apart. So drift apart. Now we have number 3. Drift apart, less close, is called eternal. I can't scroll up today. I don't know what's going on. I need my mouse. I forgot it. So, okay, Kaluna, you're saying 3 is B. Stick by, stay loyal, kind of. Stay true to someone. You don't abandon them. 3B. A real friends must stick by. Yeah, I think. Yeah, but sometimes not. If somebody pushes you too much, if they endanger the relationship too much, if they cross a line that is no longer healthy, then maybe you might choose to not stick by them. Sometimes it's healthy to do so, and it's the right thing to do, and sometimes not. Depend on someone for help. Exactly. So 2 is A. 3, drift apart, is B, to slowly become less close over time. Are any of these new for anyone today? I'm curious to hear. And last but not least, 4, look after, to depend on someone, or to look after is to depend on someone for help or support. Actually, hold on. C, sorry, no, to take care of someone. I was thinking that sounds so weird. Exactly, thank you, Alex. 4 is C, 1 is D, 2 is A, 3 is B, and 4 is C, look after, to take care of someone. So I try to look after my kids, even though they are adults and they should be doing things on their own. But like I said, I cleaned my daughter's little dorm room here from top to bottom. It's very clean. She'll have a very nice surprise when she comes home, or she will kill me. I don't know. No, she'll be happy because she hates doing this. Being cautious just because life is a real drift apart is real and drifting apart at any time, whatever and whenever. Yeah, life is real. Sometimes we drift apart, right, Manuel? Suddenly you're interested in chess and your partner is interested in swimming and you don't have any commonality. This happens. Sometimes we drift apart. It's usually a very organic thing that happens. And yeah, you knew all of these. Yay. Okay. Then we'll move on to some questions about relationships. And I think these are some nice questions. And then we'll move on to our next topic All right. So let's see. Moving on to questions. Let me find number 3. And I need to pop over to here. And let's go. All right. So relationships. Is it easy? I hope this is okay. Is it easy for you to maintain relationships? Is it easy? And is it easy and how do you maintain relationships? What do you do to maintain relationships? I think I'm kind of a weirdo. Like, I have my best friend. We went for like 8 to 10 years without talking to each other. But for me, she was always my best friend. And for her, I was always her best friend. But we didn't talk for a long time. And then we just picked up where we left off. So I don't need to have constant contact with my friends or with relationships and things like that. With my kids, somewhat, yeah. And with Peter, yes. But for friendships, not so much. I think if people who have this sort of friendship style where they need to have constant contact with me, we can't really be friends because I would just annoy them. So yeah, I'm not very communicative like that. So what about you? What would you say? Is it easy for you to maintain relationships? I think it's easy for me to maintain with relationships that have a similar sort of vibe as I do when it comes to relationships. If the expectations are low, if I need to be there, I will be 100%, 1000% there. But if not, then it's just kind of floating. Unfortunately, I find it hard too. Okay, so you find it hard as well. All right. You can say too. I'm just saying it in a different way. Anybody else want to share? Maybe you're also writing, so I don't want to put pressure on you in any way. It'd be so good actually if this app would offer you, like when you're on WhatsApp or on Instagram and you're messaging and you see the little dots, so someone is writing. It'd be so helpful for me if this had that, so I would know you're writing, because I don't want to force you or like push you. Okay, Kaluna, we're the same. We communicate less and after graduation, but my heart, we're still best friends. See, yeah, that happens. Peter thinks I'm a freak about this. He maintains his relationships. He really communicates with his friends all the time. That's for me. I can't do that. You have to spend time to maintain a relationship. Okay, Alicia, so you're good at it, I guess. Circle of life. It is easy for me getting to a relationship, but only with relatives and friends. But a question of love, nobody is perfect, and I am flawless for going ahead for a long time. Okay? To maintain relationships, you have to spend your time and energy. You do. And it depends, because some people have different levels. I don't expect people to check in with me all the time, but some people do. It takes a lot of effort and dedication. You have to water your plants if you want to see them, to let them grow. That's nice, Alessio. With the relationships, it's the same. I like that. That's beautiful. I often stop seeing each other, but I am easy to get back to the former relationship instantly. Yeah, Yuki, same with me. Same here. Like, it's so funny because like I will say to Peter, "Oh yeah, I spoke to do today." And he's like, "Who is that?" And we've been together for 9 years, and I'm like, "Oh, I love this person. They're the best." And explain the whole thing. And he's like, "How can I never have heard of this person?" But for me, that person holds that place in my heart. I just don't need to communicate all the time. If some relationship is genuine, it's so spontaneous, it's easy to maintain. An argument, Alex, definitely. I see my best friends once a year, and we catch up easily as if we were meeting every day. Yes. So it is not easy, but not too difficult if you accept compromise and take care about other people's emotions and needs. Definitely. All right, let's hop on to number 2 to see what you think about that. Think of a relationship where you've grown as a person. So, like, it's made you become, let's say, a better person because of this relationship. What was the change shaped by a positive or a negative experience? What did you learn? Okay. So, what can you tell me? Can you think of a relationship maybe you had with your mother or with a child, one of your children, or with a coworker, with your partner? So, what can you tell me? And was it shaped? Sometimes we are changed and we grow because of negative experiences. I think that through my divorce, or the separation of my marriage, I think it changed me a lot for the better. It made me way more independent. It made me like really enjoy my curiosity, to allow myself to be curious and to go for things and do things. So I think that that's good. I don't have to get in contact so often to keep relationships. Okay, same here. And absolutely, with my relatives, they were my mirror about all of my father and my teenage, when I was a teenager, with my brother till she passed away, my mother till she passed away. Nevertheless, my second wife made me a strong person and self-confident. Super. Okay. And are you still together with your second wife? And what did she do? Did she help you through sort of figuring out. A lot of us carry around different sort of baggage from when we were children and from things that hurt us when we were younger. Did she help you work through that? Or, yeah, what can you tell me? Sometimes it's easy when values align and both invest in the bond. Yeah, definitely. It sounds like you're talking about your partner. I hope you are your husband. I hope that that's the case. I hope everyone is in such a relationship because I hear so many people complain about relationships and men or women. And like my daughter, she's like, men, da, 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 da. I'm like, no, 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 no. Not all men, not all women. It's some men and not the right men. So you need to find that. So I'm always very happy to hear when people are in healthy relationships, when they've figured out what they want, what they need, have set boundaries, and work together. Relationships, a healthy relationship is not an easy thing. Takes a lot of courage and opening up and admitting to being petty and silly and stupid sometimes. So if you're in that kind of relationship where you can do that and you feel good together, I'm so happy for you. At the first time you get that feeling something goes wrong for you, I know that life is back and forth, but the worst thing is holding a toxic relationship. Definitely. I definitely think better to be alone than to be in bad company. Yeah, no, thank you. Love yourself enough to get out of a bad relationship. I have been belittled by one of my friends. This taught me to be kind to others, careful of my words and thoughts. It's true what they say. It's easy to forgive, but not easy to forget. Kaluna, oh, I'm sorry that you were belittled, but it's wonderful that you extracted the good out of that situation and can be very sensitive to other people. Now I spend time only in positive relationships. Absolutely. No time for negativity. Thank you, Serena. Totally agree. Good. Better alone than in toxic company. Exactly. Forget that. All right. Last question that we have. Speaking of toxic relationships, when is it time to let go of a toxic relationship? I think a lot of people struggle with that, where they're in a relationship and it's like it's easy to say, well, some days it's good, but maybe the toxicity is higher than we really want to admit. So, when is it time to let go of a bad relationship? Either a friendship, like Kaluna, you said, you've kind of forgiven but not forgotten. When is it time to do this? I have 5 points here to share with you. Let's see what you have to say. It has been my motto for a long time and still remains. Yeps. Yep. Yeps. Same here. That is true. Better alone than in a toxic. Yes. I mean, yeah. I can say for having been in a relationship with my ex where there was a long period of time where he had cheated on me once and I forgave him, didn't forget, forgave him, but I always lived with this. He could do it again. He could totally do it again. And it was like this sadness inside of me that I carried around for like 10 years until he did it again. And I will never live with that again. I really learned that, once a cheater, always a cheater. And for me and my relationship, we didn't have an open relationship. We had a committed relationship. And so for me, no, if you are in a committed relationship with me, then that's it. And if that's not what you want, that's fine. Bye-bye. I will never live with that again. Never. Okay, so let's see. Earlier as early as you can. Yes. Hello, Avapazi. Hello, dear. 3, respect. When respect is missing, if boundaries are ignored or you are threatened unfairly, it erodes trust. Love that word, erodes, which means that it slowly chops it away. It erodes. You think of the word erosion when we talk about landscape, where the side of a mountain can fall into the sea. And so it erodes away. And this can happen to trust. And usually it's not in one day, it's over time. Love that word. To the 3rd, when the butterflies in the stomach are getting away from it, take it into consideration. Okay. My parents always support me. And when my father passed away, it changed me. When we talk about husband and friends, I still learn how to go with the flow. Okay. So it change my oh, okay. So is it because you miss your father And my condolences to you. Yeah, Lynn, if you can elaborate a little bit, I'd be interested to hear that if you would like. You have to leave a relationship when it doesn't make you feel good. Yeah. And I think also on the flip side, Lorena, when you no longer make that person feel good, like with the case with my husband, then ex-husband, is that he had made so many mistakes, he couldn't be close to me anymore because he didn't feel like he could, that I really loved him, that I could love him, even though I did. Okay, hold on. Actually, I'm losing your message here. Your worth is not appreciated and valued when the person makes you feel worthless. Also, when you have tried and nothing changes despite your efforts. We can keep a relationship without trust. Cheater is a cheater. And I think for some people, they don't care, but I did care. So I got out of it. However, let go from that kind of relationship and go on can be tough, can be. Yes, go with the flow is a real fresh start from scratch. Exactly. Okay, so let me see what I have on my list. You've offered a lot of really great points. Bittersweet situation. And in this case, the spelling is bitter, sweet, bittersweet. So thank you for that. The relationship with you is special for me. How could have I imagined meeting a person in Germany in person? I respect you as a person and as a teacher. No, thank you, sweetie. I respect you the same. Very much so. Sometimes people have to leave, I think, toxic relationships because of manipulation and narcissistic character of the person. If you can recognize it, get out of it. Definitely. Okay, Karina, what have you got to say? It's time to leave a relationship when respect is lost and you stop admiring the other person and the relationship doesn't bring anything positive to your life. And I think that's the point, actually, Karina. In my situation with my ex, he had done so many things wrong, but I was loyal to him. I stuck by him anyway. So it's actually good. It's not good the way he ended our relationship, but it's good that it did because I didn't respect him. I loved him. I cared about him. We'd been together for 19 years, but I didn't really respect him anymore. So it was actually unfair for me to be with him because I didn't respect him. It was more like this loyalty thing. And it's like, where does that go into a relationship? Which one should be more important, staying loyal or the respect? I think respect is more important somehow. And when you don't have that, like you say, Karina, get out. If somebody cheats on you, let them go. Yep, bye-bye. Let's see. There is a Spanish proverb. Okay, the first time you are guilty. Oh, the first time you are guilty. The second time I am absolutely guilty. We have something too. It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like if you did not learn the first time, yes. So this very similar, I think. Fool me once, shame on you, like you're the bad guy. And fool me twice, shame on me. I should have known better. That's a good one. But I think in my situation with my ex, I had kids. I was pregnant the second time I found out. Oh, it was just so horrible. And alone in Germany with a 3-year-old and being pregnant. And yeah, actually, that was the first time. All right, when love and understanding disappear. Exactly. Okay, so other ones that I have on my list, just to round this out and move on to loss, another uplifting one, is this. It consistently drains you. I think somebody said if you're not feeling happy in it, I think that was Lorena maybe, who said, when you feel exhausted and tired and anxious more than you feel joy, goodbye. Another one, there's no mutual respect or trust. So trust and respect. If it blocks your growth, sometimes we end up in relationships where people don't want us to change because they're scared of that change. And so sometimes that can feel really stifling, like you can't breathe and you want more from your relationship. You want somebody who's open, who's like, go out and do. Let's learn together. So that can be a thing too. Hold on, let me read your things before they leave. Cheat on someone is a real close down situation. I'm not sure what you mean. I guess that's a negative thing. The earlier you realize a relationship is bad, the faster you have to get away. definitely. Easier said than done, but yeah. Leave when you feel you're losing yourself already. It's not healthy anymore. Absolutely. Another one, don't lose yourself. Don't let somebody manipulate you into being something different than you are. Sometimes we manipulate ourselves to try to please people. That can also be a thing as well. It's not even our partner's fault, but we want to live up to these expectations that we try to change so that they will like us. Never a good thing. Respect is the foundation of healthy interaction. It is how we show others they matter. Definitely. One other one thing. So one-sided communication. One partner is always the one who is explaining something and telling something, and they never ask in return. They don't give two hoots about you. And toxic behavior like manipulation and narcissism. So Yuki, darling, what are you saying? In Instagram, I thought that person was a friend, but one day I realized I was her follower, but that person was not following me. That broke my heart, and I silently unfollowed and disappeared. Oh no. Okay. For the class well-being, please press the like and the thumb up. Teacher is spending time on us. Oh, Manuel, thank you, sweetie. Instagram is hell on earth. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have to say, I have my Tuesday live streams on Ewa on Instagram, and I'm always grateful because I find maybe one or two people that kind of fit our energy here. But for the most part, I love our lessons. They just feel like us sitting around having a glass of wine, chatting with each other. So yeah, absolutely. Anyway, thank you very much, Manuel, for asking people to like this who are here right now. That would be an amazing thing to do. Yes, if it's easy, if you don't get kicked out somehow. Poor Yuki, yes. I can't imagine that anybody would pretend to be your friend. You're such a sweetie. Okay, so moving on, folks, we're heading on to our next topic, loss. So finding the meaning in goodbye. Hello to you, Ms. Morgan. Are you Ms. or are you Morgan? Yeah, please let me know so I can call you by the proper name. So moving on to our next topic, we just finished relationship. We're talking, Niz, I think that you've just popped in. We are talking today about 14 life lessons. We're not going through all 14. We're doing 3: relationship, loss, and power. Yesterday, we did love and, it's horrible. Love and authenticity. Love and authenticity. And so, yes. So we will cover these 3 subjects today: power, love, and power, loss, and relationship. It's absurd, but we've grown through grown through that, or gone through that, maybe grown or gone through that relationship, losing ourselves, but also we find out some unknown parts of us and so on. It's complicated, right? I mean, I think, Alex, with every relationship, good or bad, there are good things to extract from it, negative things to extract from it. And it's just kind of our job to learn, just to kind of figure out what feels right, what's right for us, and, carry on from there. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people in relationships, that they make a mistake in a relationship, or they end up in a relationship that feels like a mistake and don't learn from it. So we have to get into relationships, make a bunch of mistakes, learn, and don't take those into our next relationship. A relationship must be a real friendship. Don't confuse relationship with lovers and sex. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Manuel. Let me pop up our next banner talking about loss. All right, so let's see. Number 2. Ooh, I hope I'm going to be able to access my other banners. All right, let's see. What type of losses can people experience? So I have a list of, let's see, 8 different types of losses that one can experience. And let's see, but I still find some good power of internet because I met so many good classmates from all over the world throughout this live lesson. Yes, we have the most amazing community. And I don't say that in an American way. It's amazing. It is. We really have something special here. So yeah, I feel the same way. I have to be very, very grateful first of all, for Instagram, because that's where the majority of you come from. And second of all, that you all show up every day and bring your awesome, or every lesson, and bring your wisdom and kindness and interest. Death, friendship, drift apart. Good use of our phrasal verb. So yeah, all right, I'm going to screenshot this and let's see what else you come up with. So types of losses people can experience. Breakup, definitely. Let's see. I don't know what the types of, nope. Cancel. Cancel. Let me find my little, oops, thing here. Okay. All right, so kinds of losses. So pet loss, okay, death, breakup, failing to win. Yeah, failing to be successful. That can really feel like a lot like loss. Financial losses, health. Little did I know you are from Germany. I am from Tenerife and here living by 50,000, is it 50 or 500? 500, 150,000 German citizens. I'm not German, I'm from the United States, but I live in Germany and I know the Germans love Spain. So lots of Germans everywhere. They travel a lot. They're very curious people. It's nice. Defeat. Okay, good. So I have on my list, you can keep going as well, but I have the end of a relationship. Stock market. That's true. That's a good one, Yuki. I mean, Hitoko, sorry. Professional loss, innocence. Ooh, the loss of innocence, purpose, cultural identity, dreams. Really deep ones, Michaela. Love that. A loss and a loss can happen when a family member dies, when your children leave the nest. Yes, the empty nest syndrome. And when you lose your partner or a good friend. Yes, definitely. So death of a loved one, end of a relationship, loss of good health can be a loss of your job or your career. Or as Satoko said, stock market as well, maybe loss of financial security could be. Okay, I didn't want to lose that. So also loss of your home, maybe it gets burned or so, or you can't pay for it anymore. Security, the loss of identity, financial loss, interest exam, yes, maybe you don't make it. Job opportunity, trust in yourself, lots of losses here, right? Loss of dreams, of opportunities, of freedom and independence. So we have lots of different ways or things that we could potentially lose. And I think that even with the word loss alone, with all of these, this losing something brings up similar feelings. It's not just the one that you have when you have death. Hopeless is the worst in life. Yes, for sure. Loss of confidence, definitely. Okay. Loss of friends, job loss, loss illusions. All right. Let's move on to some vocab. And I think as well, since we did talk about death relatively recently, this is also going to be a bit of a repeater. Yes, I think that this should be pretty easy, so we'll go through them quickly. But again, like I said, and I would like to hear if you agree with me or disagree with me. Like maybe you're like, I only want to learn new things, don't repeat. So let me know. But so if you say that, I totally understand, but let me know, because I personally think repeating is good, even if there are words that you might kind of know, but just to kind of keep them in your active vocabulary. Because I know myself with learning German, sometimes I'm like, what is that word? I know it, but I don't know it. So this is why I'm kind of like pretending that you're like me and forget things. So lose weight. Oh, I wish I could do that. My metabolism is so bad. All right, Jen, I've got to go. Thanks for the topic. You're welcome, Manuel. Take care, dear. From peers, press the like. Thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, Manuel. Thank you for your time and for reaching out and saying that. Thank you. All right, so we have grief. Oops, I need to get back here. We have grief, mourning, acceptance, memory, and healing, which is interesting because we talked about all of these words in relation to death several weeks ago or several months ago, maybe. And this can apply to like losing your house. You have this grieving period, or a friendship, or accepting the fact that you've lost your job and need to find some. So these words really work for all kinds of different situations in regards to loss. So those are our words. And then we have A, remembering someone or something from the past. B, slowly feeling better after a loss. C, feeling very sad after a loss. D, showing sadness like crying or holding ceremonies. And E, feeling at peace with what happened. Do you speak German fluently? I do not. I speak my German, which is not fluent. It sounds very funny. I have a very strong accent. And yeah, so, but I do speak German. It's just not probably where it should be. So repeat. Okay, good with repeat. Okay, good, good, good. So repetition is good. I didn't see the other comments. Loss of trust in other people, definitely. And Michaela's keeping us on track here. So one, grief, she is saying C. And I'm going to take it that everyone agrees with Michaela because she's right. One is C, grief, feeling very sad after a loss. So feeling very sad, you have this grief that you feel inside of you. Exactly. I appreciate your repeating the same words. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. I love to have the feedback. I don't want to bore you, but I do think that some repetition is good just to keep us on track. You know how it is, Yuki. Sometimes it's completely new words, and then it's nice to be able to have them again, to see them again. All right, so Deutsch is a difficult language. Yes, ja, es ist eine schwierige Sprache. Two, Alessio is saying D. I'm kind of confused between grief and mourning. Glad you are. You're not alone. I have a nice little definition for that, a nice way of remembering that. The line between them is pretty thin, but there is a solid line, just so you know. Alessio saying 2 is D for mourning. And it's a nice, actually, mourning is a homophone with the good morning, with the morning in the AM. So it sounds exactly the same. Mourning, totally different meanings. Everyone is saying 2D. So mourning, D, showing sadness like crying or holding ceremonies. So grief, we said, is inside of you. It's these feelings that you have that you just experience this darkness, this sadness inside of you. You have grief, right? And mourning is more something that you show on the outside. You wear black, you cry openly, you hug others and say kind words, or you have kind words said to you, perhaps. So, so grief is more on the inside. And hey, Natalia, sweetie, grief is more on the inside, and mourning is more what you show on the outside. You show your sadness on the outside. They are kind of used interchangeably, but there is a slight difference. So I'm glad that you asked. Repetition is important to memorize words, at least for me. Okay, good. So we're all on the same page here. Very cool. Okay, Yuki, thank you for keeping us on track. Number 3 is E. She's saying acceptance. Acceptance. When we have loss, it's very important to have acceptance. Maybe not the first day. It might take some time, but yeah. So, okay, Michaela's saying E, Yuki's saying E, expressing grief. Expressing mourning on the outside, and you have your grief on the inside. So E, everybody's saying E, Alessio too, thank you, dear. So acceptance, E, feeling at peace with what happened, right? Alex, E, exactly. Karina as well. So yes, so acceptance, feeling at peace with what happened. You can accept that something happened. You may not like it. You may not be happy about it. It may still hurt like hell, but you acknowledge it. It took me a long time to accept that with my ex-husband, that he had cheated on me again, that our relationship was over. It was really like, it was such a stress for me that when I found out that everything in front of me was pixelated. So I don't know what that means. I've had that a couple of times, always with things with him. Happy to have him out of my life. But everything in front of me was pixelated. I couldn't see, and it took a long time. I would walk around, and everything felt like a video game. My brain could not accept that this is what had happened. It takes some time sometimes. Acceptance doesn't mean we are okay. Yes, just that we've stopped resisting. I love that. Exactly, Michaela. Stop resisting, but we acknowledge this is reality. Right? Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you, Yuki. Thank you for Karina. Thank you, Yelena and Serena, for keeping us on track. Some of you are saying A for memory, and some of you are saying B, I think, or no, everybody's saying A. My eyesight's so bad. All right, 4 is A, memory, remembering someone or something from the past. And I have a little thing after this. With number 5, obviously, is healing. But we will have a nice little exercise right after this, because with some words that a lot of people mix up. Maybe you don't, so you can help everyone out. But number 5, healing, is B, the slowly feeling better after a loss. So you have the acceptance, and once you have the acceptance, you have the opportunity to start healing, to start getting yourself to a place where you can feel normal again, perhaps, or okay again. Hopefully you're thriving. Depends on the loss, I guess. All right, so I thought that it would be kind of cool because we have on here memory. And a lot of people confuse remember, remind, and memory. So I thought it would be nice to do like a real quick little grammar, or not grammar, but vocab review with these words that trouble a lot of people. Maybe they don't trouble you, like I said, but this is something that I have noticed in my years of teaching English, that a lot of people just kind of bungle up. Even Peter, whose English is really good. So let's see, time to help. Yes, time to help to heal. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. So remember, just we'll kind of go through this, and then I have a nice little test to see if you got it under control. So let's see. So we have to bring something. Remember is a verb. To bring something to mind and not to forget. To focus on your mind. Okay, so example, I remember my grandfather's smile. I remember that time I went to Paris. I remember whatever it is, being very, very rich. No, never. But you know what? I could pretend. All right, number 2, remind. Okay, so this is when you help someone else remember something. The focus is on another person. And our example is, can you remind me to call my friend? You remind someone. Peter is always like, remind me to book that restaurant. Remind me to whatever it is. Remind me to call my sister. Remind me to take the laundry to the cleaners. So you say, hey, remember, you wanted to do that. You need to do that. I'm reminding you, you need to do that. And last but not least, one of these words that kind of goes into the same vein, we had memory, the thing you can recall, the thing you recall, or the ability to recall it. And recall is a word for remember. Can be a single recollection, or your mental capacity to remember, how well you can remember. Like, my memory is horrible. My memory these days is really, really bad. Is remember equal to recall? Yes, it is. But usually recall is something from longer ago in the past, somehow. But they're very, very close. So don't worry about that too much. Reminding is a parent's word. Oh yeah. Definitely. It's a full-time job. Remember, you need to do this. Remember, you need to give that form into the college campus. Remember, you need to, yes. All right. So an example is that trip to the beach is a happy memory. So we have remember, remind, and memory. I remember what I did with my sweet grandparents. Yes, you did. That was so sweet. I loved that, Yuki. I loved that you shared that with us in your latest post. So let's see. I have a little mini quiz for us on this, just because these are words that really I don't know why, but a lot of people tend to kind of mix up. Maybe you don't, like I said, so this will be a very easy thing for you. All right, so let's see. We have one, that song. So either, obviously, it's either remember, remind, or memory. Number one, that song brings back a happy from my childhood. Which one works best here? What can you tell me? Which one? So remember, remind, or memory. Number one, that song brings back a happy. Please remind us when you change your lesson schedule like today. Yes, I'm sorry I was so late. It just took me forever to clean my daughter's apartment. And so I looked like the devil before that. Okay, memory, 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 memory. Okay, everybody's saying memory. That song brings back a happy memory from my childhood. What about number two? What can you tell me for number two? Can you me to send the email later? Which one works best here for number two? Thank you everyone for answering for number one. So Alessia's going with remind, 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 remind. Exactly. Okay, cool. And we often have like remind me, remind her, remind him, them. So you usually have a pronoun after remind. I still, the first time we met. Number three, remember, recall, or remember. Yes, remember. Okay, exactly. I still remember the first time we met. I still remember it. Number four, this smell always me of my grandmother's cooking. What can you tell me for number four? The smell always me of my grandmother's cooking. Two, okay, so Kaluna saying four, reminds, reminds, reminds. Yeah, exactly. So number three is remember, absolutely, Yelena. Reminds, exactly. Okay, cool. This smell always reminds me of my grandmother's cooking. And last but not least, number five, my isn't as good as it used to be. Yes, this is a sentence I say every day. It's horrible. I have such brain fog these days. Number five, absolutely. Yelena, you're right with that. With number four is remind. So memory, exactly. My memory isn't as good as it used to be. Maybe we should do, I think we did though a while ago. I don't know. We should do a topic on memory because, yeah, maybe you have tips. Mohammed, I don't know, with remind, maybe you mean for number four. Exactly. So number five is memory. Thank you everyone for answering. Exactly. Number five is memory. So I have now some phrasal verbs for us. So my memory, my case as well. Yeah, it's not good. It's scary, actually, I have to say. In my case, it's pretty scary. So let's do some phrasal verbs about loss. And let's see, number seven. Oh no, Lorena, same. Okay, so phrasal verbs, my case, oh my gosh, then okay, then you'll have a lot of empathy that I am like, I appreciate you repeat the same topics because my memory is not as good as it used to be. Okay, good. All right, perfect. So let's see, not perfect that we're all kind of like losing our memories here, but yeah, perfect. Maybe we should really have this topic memory. Let me see when the last time is that we did memory, because maybe there's some good research out there that can help us if so many people are kind of struggling with their memory. Because I think I did memories. Maybe, let me see, that was 2023. Let's scroll on to 24. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put memory. I have memory on my list. I have it on my list. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, going back to our lesson here. And we have deal with, take away, move on, and get over. Nice phrasal verbs related to loss. Okay, here we go. Here's Italian. So siamo tutte sinonata. Sinonata? I can't see that. Smemorata. Hello, Y. Welcome on board. We are just we're starting our phrasal verbs here. We have deal with, take away, move on, get over. We are all absent-minded. Yes, absent-minded non-professors. Yuki's keeping us on track. A, start a living again after something painful. B, to manage or handle a difficult situation. C, to remove something from someone's life. D, to recover from sadness or pain. We have a lot of people guessing one is B, which is correct. To deal with, to manage or handle a difficult situation. So once we have accepted our loss, we can start to deal with it, to handle it, to manage it. Exactly. Everyone who said one is B, super job. Karina's on to number 2 with take away. Yeah, take away. So, Madam, how can I link my speaking? If you would like to practice your speaking, take a look at my account, and I have about 30 something videos for you to practice your pronunciation. They are excellent ways of doing that when you do not have a partner. Thank you for everyone guessing. The answer here, 2 is C, absolutely take away. 2 is C, to remove something from someone's life. So you take away, your child got taken. No, I wouldn't say that. That's horrible. Take away, the accident took away his confidence for a long time. So he lost his confidence. It got taken away from him. And here, thank you, Serena. Thank you. Because I wanted to point out take away. And take away as a noun, written as one word, is when you get pizza. So as a noun, you get takeaway, then that is written as one word. It's no longer a verb, and it sounds exactly the same because it's the same words, but written as one word, as a noun, takeaway pizza, takeaway Chinese food. And yeah, thank you, Yuki, for your sweet little emoji. All right, so everyone has moved on to move on. 3, everybody is saying so far is A, move on, is A, to start living again after something painful. So after we've had the acceptance, after we start dealing with it, we can move on, rebuild our lives, find a new job, find a new partner, find ourselves again sometimes. So yeah. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Serena. I had that as an extra note, so it's perfect. You just played right perfectly into that. Everyone is now saying, of course, number 4 is D, get over. D is to recover from sadness or pain. So you get over it. At some point, you get over the breakup, you get over the rejection at work. If you work on yourself, if you work through the pain, if you deal with it, if you find acceptance, you can eventually get over it. All right. Kind of in the same vein was like, yeah, when you get past your pain, you get over it. All right, let's see here. I'm moving on to actually, no, we have a little bit more of this. And yeah, because loss is not necessarily a horrible thing. I don't know if I can get down to here. I'm not sure how, I can't really scroll. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, here we go. So, what can loss teach us? What can losing something teach us? Move on is an encouraging phrase. Yeah, move on. Don't hold a grudge. Don't hold the negativity. Grudge, I'll put up. I'm not even sure. Maybe we even have this word this week. Grudge is a great word. It's not a great word. It's not a great thing to have. Oh no, I've really misspelled that. Hold on. Grudge. So if you cannot get over something, you hold a grudge. So I still kind of hold a grudge when it comes to my ex-husband. I need to get over it. I need to work through it. I need to be kind of like, I don't care, whatever. My life is 1,000 million trillion times better. But I still hold a grudge. He did me wrong. I got to get over it. If you cannot get over the negativity, you hold a grudge. It's the opposite, a little bit of moving on. Just a vocab word. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to pop that up. Oops. Get rid of grudge. And why? Actually, I failed in love. Then I started to let go. And so I absolutely that I moved on. Yeah. When you let go, you move on. Exactly. Super why. Very good participation. Thank you for being new and participating. So what lessons can loss teach us? I have here lots of things. There are lots of nice words. Yeah, lots of things that loss can teach us, actually, if we try to find the good in the loss. Grudge kills us. It's totally toxic. I would love to be at a point where I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to have a grudge. I don't want to feel negativity. It only hurts me, you know? Dealing with loss teaches us to be resilient. Love it, Kaluna. Absolutely on my list here, to be positive, to face and embrace the new chapter. Beautifully worded, totally things on my list here as well. No use crying over spilled milk. Beautiful idiom. Just let it go. Just let go of the past and look for something new. Exactly. So, other things that loss can teach us, maybe it teaches you gratitude to a certain thing. The school of life. Oh, I love that. I don't know if, Mohammed, I'm going to pop this up. But there's a wonderful channel on YouTube called The School of Life. Kaluna, I think that we've talked about this before somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But The School of Life is a really amazing channel on YouTube. They also have an Instagram account, and it's these bits of wisdom beautifully done. Hi, Renata, sweetie. Do you know The School of Life on YouTube? But a lot of you, I think if you don't know this account, I think you would enjoy it a lot. It would be nice practice for your English. Sometimes the wording's a little bit tricky, but you can watch it on YouTube. You can slow it down. You can see the captions, but it really nicely thing. They cover all kinds of things like loss and grudges and love and romantic relationships. It's a lot of stuff that we kind of talk about here as well. The value of connection. We are stronger than we imagine. We are resilient. Every day is a new opportunity. Loss is challenging for us. Let me get rid of this really quickly so you have the question there. Reminds us to respect people and things around us. Losses make us stronger. They can. If we learn the lessons from them, they absolutely can, right? Let me see what other things that I have. Gives you a different perspective. You've already said resilience makes you a stronger person. It can teach personal growth. It can lead to personal growth for sure, right? What else? A deeper appreciation for what remains. I have lost so many of my family members. I never take life for granted. Every day I'm like, I love you. You know, I never want to have like anything negative going on with anyone that I love. Don't be nice. Don't be nice. To value things that we have. Yes, to appreciate, to have gratitude for the things that we have. Love people while you can, while they're here. Tell them you love them today. They're here today. You love them today. Tell them. Loss can teach you that. When you have someone that you love that is here today and gone tomorrow, that can definitely teach us that. Teach us living fully. Love it. All right. Absolutely. So then I have one more question about loss, and then we'll hop on over to power. And I have a nice little poll question for us. And let's see. Let me grab that real quick. And here we go. And I need to hop over to here. To accept things, yeah. To accept things, to let go, to move on, to heal. Yeah, absolutely. So poll question for you. Appreciate each moment of our life. Try to, right? Show must go on. I love that. Great idiom. The show must go on. Exactly. The show must go on. Let me remove our banner here and go back to our comments. Experiencing loss can deepen our compassion for others. Oh my gosh, totally. Absolutely. Exactly. Every kind of loss can help you to understand what somebody else is going through. It's a hard lesson. It's not really like one that one wants to recommend, but it does offer that. We only have two hands. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's see. What do you think is the hardest part of loss? Excuse me. A, accepting what happened. B, feeling the emotions. C, letting go. Or D, moving on. And I guess this kind of depends on what the loss is, right? I mean, when you lose someone in your life, like letting go is not really, I mean, kind of, but yeah. Moving on is not really, but yes. I don't know. Yeah. So what would you say? For me, A, accepting what happened. That was the hardest in my relationship breakup. I just could not believe that what was happening was happening. Could not. So same for you. Yeah, hardest, the void. Ooh. Good word. So the void, I'm going to pop your comment up, Renata. Oh no, hold on. I have the problem today, Renata, just say, oh, wait, now that's here. Okay, I got it. I got it. Now I can go scroll up. Okay, cool. So the void, that emptiness, when you have this emptiness inside of you that feels like a black hole inside of you, that is the void. That is this negative space inside of you. Great word. Thank you for sharing that. Let me try to get back over here. Oh, is that going to work again? I was able to scroll up and now, okay, here we go. Unless we remove something from one hand, we can't get bigger happiness. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. If we don't let go of one object, how can other bigger, nicer, perhaps, objects come in? So let's see for you too, accepting what happened. Yeah, I'm surprised. Okay, we're all on the same page. Michaela is A and then D. Yeah, okay. For me, it was A, and then I was like, I'm moving on. I'm out of here. So definitely 100% A for me. I choose all of these options. No stress, Alex. You could choose whichever ones you want. The hardest and more important part of loss is really moving on. Okay, letting go. For death, A, B, C, and D. Yeah, definitely. I think all options, one phase of the same process of loss. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I see where you're going with that. Mohammed, there is a book for personal development called Letting Go. Letting Go, wonderful. It's a letting. So the book is called Letting Go, and you're saying, Mohammed, that it's a wonderful book. I always love that you have extra material for us, whether it's a movie or a book. You always fill our lessons with extra material about the subject. So I don't know this book. I checked out somebody. So suggested that we take a look at the 4 agreements. I can't remember, in one of our live streams, I think the last live stream, and I took a look at that, and it's hard to find it these days, so I have to look more for it. And yeah, but it looked interesting from what I could find. So there's a book, so Letting Go. I don't know it. I'm going to write it down. I have actually, since I've organized my daughter's room, I know where everything is. Here's paper. Let's see. Letting Go. Letting Go. I'll check that book out and see what it's like. I think all options. Okay, that was that. Okay. All right. So then let's move on then to power, which sounds kind of weird. Like a lesson in life is power, but it's kind of like understanding control and understanding influence. And lots of people in life have power. They misuse it, right? They abuse it. They use it in a wrong way. And understanding, I think, more what that's all about is important. So let's take a look. Let's do a quick brainstorming here. Number 4, this one here. Okay, so what types of power can people experience? What are the different types of power that you can think of that one can experience? Different types of power. And I unfortunately don't have a list, but yeah, power at work, power over other people, I would say, political power. These would be things that I would say. Soul power. Ooh, I like that. That's a positive one. Very nice, where you can go do nice things in the world. Willpower. Ooh, y'all are good. I didn't think of any of these or either of these. Yeah, willpower, which I don't have. Physical power, social authority, leadership, mind power, power of love. Love it. Very cool. Okay. So different types of power that one can experience. And yeah. And so while you're answering this, the power of anger, yeah, and maybe even power over your anger, that would be great. Power of knowledge power. So power of knowledge. Definitely. Lots of really great ones here that you've come up with in this little brainstorming exercise. When you face hardship, so when you face hardship, you could say, or when you face hard times. I really like that, face hardship. When you face hardship, how you react is who you are. Why? So true. Definitely. Yeah, or when also, not only hardship, I would say in this case too, when you receive power, how you behave shows a lot about you as well. Where someone can be a normal, humble, common person and become powerful, and it goes to their brain and It creates a monster sometimes. Spiritual power, power of curiosity. I love all of these powers. They're great. Discipline and self-control are a sign of internal power. So yes, I have no internal power. Power of freedom. Yes. Okay. And I wanted to read to you what ChatGPT wrote so beautifully to kind of sum up, because for me, this like power is sort of like, I don't know, like a weird thing that you need to learn, but I love the way that ChatGPT has written this. Difficulties sometimes show us how we are powerful. That's true too. Definitely. Yes, your power to, then that, I guess that's also going with why, with hardships, how you handle it as well. Power of love. Exactly. Okay, so here's what ChatGPT has to say about this specific section in this book. People who are facing the end of their life often realize that much of what they thought was power, like success, control, influence, doesn't actually matter. What truly matters is personal power. So I thought that was kind of nicely said. Power of belief. Yeah, power of faith, of belief, of having this inner wisdom within you. Self-power is, if that exists. I guess, yeah, like being sort of when you control how you behave towards things, like what Renata said. Okay. And other sort of examples of this personal power could be the ability to choose kindness over anger, the strength to forgive, the courage to be yourself. This is your power. The decision to keep loving even after loss. So these are hard things to do, but if you do this, just like you have the ultimate power, you have the ultimate control over your emotions. Jen, you have the discipline and power to show up on time every time with great content prepared. And that's sweet. Thank you, Renata. Sometimes not on time, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to test a man's character, give them power. Are they then suddenly like Mr. Big Ego guy, or are they helping the people who really need it? I think so too. I think it's a very good test. Who is in power and who is leading power? Yeah, those are good questions as well. All right. So let's take a look at vocabulary that are related to this topic. Power of a mother's love is different from romantic love. Oh yeah, I would not sit here and clean any other person's apartment for 2 hours today. No way. Men, not women. I think mankind. Let's say, Michaela, mankind, not just men, like a mankind. All right, so moving on to some vocab words. Let's see. I think that I will need to pop over in a minute, and let's see where we're going. We add our new slide number 9. Okay, and I am going to jump over to here. Okay, so we have authority, we have dominance, equality, empowerment, and influence. And here are our definitions. A, making people feel strong and able to make choices. B, the power to change what others think or do. C, when everyone is treated the same. D, the right to tell others what to do. And E, having more power or control than others. So the first one we have is authority. Which one do you think works best for number 1? What do you think? I am trying to see which one works best for authority for number 1. It's really annoying to not have a mouse. I need a mouse. I can't see things. I can't see the top of the screen here. I think I'm going to try to go out, but it might. Let's see what that's going to do. All right, let me scroll back down here. All right, there we go. So what can you tell me? Which one works one? Okay, so Alex, you're saying 1D, I think. Jen, you're politically correct. Sometimes. So Yelena says D, Serena says E or D, kind of hedging your bets there. Kaluna says D. So for all of you who said D, you're absolutely correct. Authority is 1D, the right to tell others what to do. So you have the authority over other people. You have the authority to say this. Policemen have the authority to arrest criminals, for example. All right, so let me just want to, okay, we have to take a look at that later on. Okay, number 2, dominance. What do we have for dominance when we talk about power? We have authority, we have dominance. Which one makes sense for that one? Dominance. Okay, so Alex is saying E, 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 E. We have some C's, some E's coming in. Lorena, Kaluna, Natalia. Hey, Carmen, sweetie, I'm late, but happy you're still here. Yes, we're still here. We're talking about power as a life lesson to learn, the power of being a good person when you've got the power. Okay, I won't do that. All right, 2E, dominance, having more power or control than others. Exactly. So, yes. I'm trying to see here. Okay, 2 was the right to tell others what to do. If you have dominance, you probably also have the right to do that, but more authority works better with that one. The power, the right to tell others what to do. And E, dominance, having more power or control than others. So 3, we have our first guesses coming in for number 3 for equality. Equality. There were German people who understood Agatha Bauer, right? Yeah. Agatha Bauer. Yes, I know that video. So 3C, keeping track. Yes, thank you, dear. Keeping us on track, keeping us going, keeping the motion. Let's go. 3C, exactly. Equality. 3C, when everyone is treated the same, everyone is treated the same, then we have equality. It'd be wonderful if we lived in a world of equality. If we had the power to give that right for everyone to have equality. Number 4, empowerment. You often hear this word more like as empower. You can empower someone. So 1 was D, 2 is E, 3 is C, and what is 4? Empowerment. Yuki, Lorena are going with A, Kaluna 2. And so yes, so empowerment, Natalia, Carmen. Okay, empowerment 4A, making people feel strong and able to make choices. So if we have power and we use it in a constructive way, then we empower people. You can do that. You've got this. And sometimes when we have a position of authority where we can tell people what to do, then it's really nice to empower them and to give them the feeling and the chance to to rise above and to become a better person or whatever the situation. Last but not least, influencer. Encourage others. Exactly. You empower them, you encourage them. Another way of saying that. Exactly. Empower is a very positive word. It sure is. It's a great word. And it's great to be in a position to do it and to do it. So B, exactly. So 5, thank you, everyone. B, influence, the power to change what others think or do. You can influence someone. That's why you have influencers, because they get people to buy their products and to believe in whatever it is that they're selling. So yeah. All right. Then let's see. I've got a nice little poll question for us dealing with power, and curious to hear what you have to think. Let's see our little poll question 10. And here we go. I have to see where, I think I have to hop over. Yes, I need to move over. Excuse me. All right, there we go. Good relationship gives me empowerment power. Yeah, it empowers you. In this case, you could just say it empowers me, right? It's wonderful to be in an empowering relationship, one where you support each other and you are there for each other and it's constructive. All right, so our poll question, what kind of influence inspires you most? A, someone's confidence. B, kindness, sorry. B, someone's confidence. C, someone's success. Or D, someone's honesty? I think I have to say A. I love kind people. I love seeing people do good things and being kind to others. I find it really A and B. Actually, confidence is also very interesting. If it's the right kind of confidence, the right kind of power, beautiful cocktail, a beautiful mixture. So Carmen, for you, A as well. Someone's kindness. A, Renata. That doesn't surprise me. Kaluna, A and C. Okay, someone's success. Okay. So if they're kind and successful. Lorena says A, and B. So confidence. So yeah, so kindness and confidence. My boss has been so kind. I am so inspired by him. He is the best. I am so happy for you. You're in that work situation. So wonderful, wonderful. If anybody else would like to answer this question, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, I will slowly venture onto some idioms about power. And then we have some questions, and then we'll say goodbye. Empowers me. Definitely. Exactly. All right. So let's see. Moving on to some idioms. A, C, and D. Okay, all of them. A and D. A, C, and D. Hold on. So, kindness, success, honesty. For me, A and B, Natalia. Okay, kindness and success. A and D for Yelena. Some honesty and kindness. All right. For me, all of them. So while you're saying all of them, for me, the honesty part, because I live in Germany and sometimes people are really, really honest, but like in sort of a brutal way. The way the honesty is delivered, like if it's just honest in your face, which it sometimes is here, then yeah. So if it's honesty done in a kind way, but it does build trust. It does build trust, someone being honest to you somehow, when you know that they'll tell you the positive and the negative. All right. So idioms about power, some questions about power, and then we will call it a day. Let me take a look and see. Kindness is not always true. That's true too, right? Yeah, some people can fake it. That's very true. All right, 11. And I am good where I am. Offensive honesty. Yeah, I can just be brutal or offensive or sometimes too honest, too direct sometimes. Okay, so here are our idioms. Call the shots, pull the strings, have the upper hand, rule with an iron fist, and 5, power goes to one's head. Honesty should never be disrespectful. Yes, I think it should. If you're going to be honest about something negative, you need to tiptoe around it. You need to say it in a very soft and kind way to protect the person's feelings. And then check up on them. Make sure they're okay. All right. Possible answers. Here we go. Here are our definitions. We've got A, to control or influence things secretly. B, to make the decisions and be in control. C, to become arrogant or proud after power, after getting power or gaining power, you could also say. D, to be in a stranger or better position, stronger or better position than others. E, to control people in a strict or harsh way. Which one do you think works best for number 1 with to call the shots? What can you tell me? To call the shots. A, B, C, D, or E, to call the shots. And I think I have sentences here. I'll give you a little. So, okay. For you, okay, I think Mohammed, you're behind. For you, B and C, what was that? Okay, confidence and success. Okay, Kaluna, you're saying B, 1B, and you are correct. 1, to call the shots. B, to make the decisions and to be in control. To give you a nice little sentence, in our family, mom is the one who really calls the shots. So yeah, 1 is B, to call the shots, to be the one who makes the decisions in a situation, in your family, in a relationship, to call the shots. Number 2, pull the strings. What can you tell me for number 2? 1 was B, 2 is? We wrap our negative words with Oblate? I can't say, I can't read what that says. Ablate, to make it mild in Japan. I don't know what oblate is. I'm going to look that up. I don't know if that's a typo or if I just don't know that word. I might not, that just might be a new word for me. Oblate, how do you spell that? I can't see. Oblate. What is oblate? Oblate. So A, everyone is saying A, which is probably true. Oblate means to remove or wear away something. Like erosion. So I think that that's a word, but it means to wear away by heat, melting, or friction. But I think I know what you mean, Yuki, that it's more that you try to wrap them in softer, kinder language if you have something negative to say to not offend the person. Everyone is saying two is A. You're absolutely correct. To pull the strings is two is A, to control or influence things secretly. To give that to you, to offer that to you in a nice little sentence here, we have, he doesn't appear in public much, but he's the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. So to do it secretly. So calling the shots is the one who does this. It's everybody knows they're the person who makes the decisions. And to pull the strings is the person who's making decisions, but it's kind of in secret. It's not so obvious. Okay, number 3, to have the upper hand. Do you know a very thin sheet to use when you take bitter medicine? That's an oblate. I know this in German, where you have the little, or like you have this when you, for different cookies, where you have this very thin wafer, this very thin cookie, and that's called an oblate or something. Carmen, help me, please. Oblaten or something like that. And you also get that when you go to Catholic Church. It's supposed to be the body of Christ. You take an oblaten. All right, 3D, everybody's saying 3 is D. To have the upper hand, D. To be in a stronger or better position than others. You have the upper hand. Yes, okay, Yuki, I'm on board. I need to figure out, I think in English we call that a wafer, but in German it is more of that oblat word. 3D, we say to hold the knife by the handle. Ooh, okay. I like that, Michaela. 3 is D, absolutely. Have the upper hand, to be in control, to put it in a sentence. After the debate, she clearly had the upper hand. She won. Her competitor had nothing to say. She beat him. All right, to rule with an iron fist. We've had 1 is B, 2 is A, 3 is D. What is number 4? To rule with an iron fist. What can you tell me? To rule with an iron fist. And I'm going to try to look and see what that wafer is called. Wafer called, not wafter. Wafer called in Mass Catholic Church body of Christ. Because we probably have that word. Yes, as a child, went to Catholic Church, but I am a Protestant, so they did not offer me to eat the oblaten. So afterwards, I went to a kiosk and bought them. It's basically like those sugar things, right? Like you have the oblaten type of thing, and then on the inside you have the phrasal stuff, the sort of soury stuff. All right, sorry. So, okay, so the wafer is called a wafer in English, but in German they use that word, the oblaten thing. It called, yeah, common wafer. Yes, exactly. No worries. So everybody's saying that 4 is E, which I'm sure it is. So to rule with an iron fist. E is to control people in a strict or harsh way. I have started watching, I don't know if any of you have seen this or started it, but on Amazon Prime, they have the series Handmaid's Tale. Oof. In that series, they rule with an iron fist. Handmaid. I hope I'm spelling this right. I can't really see. Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale. I think I've misspelled this, but you hear what I'm saying. Oh, in Polish, okay. It's an oplatek. All right, cool. A Handmaid's Tale. This is the series that I've just started watching. And in this series, it's a dystopian society and they rule with an iron fist. Lots of series we've had. A lot of nowadays, a lot of series are very dystopian, dystopic. So yeah, I watched all seasons on HBO. Did you? Oh my gosh, I have just watched the first episode, Alex. It's tough. It's so tough. But I'm like it's brutal. Yeah, it's really hard, but it's captivating. So I'll see where I get. I'm on season 1, episode 2 now. And I'm already totally shocked. So, all right. So, yes. And last but not least, the power goes to one's head. We talked about this earlier, which the answer is obviously going to be C, to become arrogant or proud after getting power. So this is the opposite lesson we want to learn in life when it comes to power. We don't want to get a big head. We don't want to become a snob, to use power to do good in the world and to be a better person. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Natalia. So 1 was B, 2 is A, 3 is D, 4 is E, and 5 is C. All right. Removing this, and our last slide for today, we have some questions. And let's see what we've got. All right. And I need to hop over to the other side of the screen. And let's see. Okay. So, oh, that all got covered. Okay. Oh, well. Yeah, our first question. Have you ever stood up for something important? Have you ever said, I know I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to use the power, use the voice that I have to stand up for something. Have you ever done this? Let me know what it was. And if you like. And kind of I will combine 1 and 2 kind of together. Have you ever felt truly empowered by someone? What did they do? So somebody gave you power. They had the power and they put inside you the confidence, they instilled in you that you can do this, you can have a better life. So we'll do kind of 1 and 2 together. Maybe 1 is kind of private. I don't know. You can always write me privately on Instagram and let me know. That's kind of the silly thing here on YouTube, is that you can't really have a private conversation with people. So it's not, yeah, it's 1 step removed from communication, I find. I do like that a lot on Instagram. So many of you send me videos or write, and I love hearing what you have to say. So often Hausverbot in Cologne, in the Cologne Cathedral in 2010, I asked them why gay people, are not allowed to get married there. And they forbid you to enter the Cologne Cathedral. Wow. Okay. So you stood up for gay people. Wonderful. Okay. Often. You do this often. I believe that, Carmen. I can totally see you standing up for others. Yes, I occupied Poland. Trouble. Okay. Yes, I stood up for someone in this case. Or are you doing this right now? Okay, so Kaluna, just so that we understand here. So if something happened in the past, I stood up for someone because he was being bullied. Bullies are the worst. Totally get that. Or I am standing up for someone, or I stand up for this guy every day because he's bullied and I just won't put up with it. So I'm not quite sure if this is something that happened in the past, if it's continuing today, if this happens in general. My old sports teacher, I reported her to the headmaster because she wanted the good to play against the bad players. That's so mean. That's so horrible. Oh, Carmen, I would be one of the bad players. Trust me, I'm the worst at sports. I always told people in school, don't pick me. I'm the worst. I'm so bad. Don't pick me. So even though I was a loser, it was kind of cool because I admitted to being a loser. All right. So last but not least, if you're still writing, continue writing. I will definitely read what you have to say. And yeah, let's see what you have to say. Okay. My office was very dirty, had very dirty air because it was full of smokers. Oh yeah, back in those days. I still fresher, but I stood up to change work equipment because I hated the smell of smoke. Okay. So you stood up and tried to make sure that you had good quality air at work. Isn't it so difficult? And for those of you who remember, that going to a restaurant, going to an office, going anywhere, smoking on airplanes. I remember when I flew to Germany for the first time in 95, they still had a smoking section on KLM. It's so hard to imagine today going to a restaurant and like everybody's smoking. In the States, we had a smoking section, but it was just like, the back part of the restaurant. So, of course, all the smoke would go everywhere. But it's so impossible to imagine today that people used to do that. When they came up with the laws to change smoking in restaurants and in public places, I thought this is never going to work. I'm glad I was wrong. It should be in the past tense. You stood up for him. Yep. Okay. So you stood up for him. He was bullied, and bullies are the worst for sure. I remember smoking on airplanes. Worst. It's disgusting. I just hate ball games. Me too. I hate them. The worst. I am afraid of being hit. Me too. Same. I don't like things flying in my face. I am good at swimming, badminton, running, and so sad the German something is so bad. German recess or PE. German PE is so bad. Yeah. So Carmen D, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe you're answering, I think Carmen's answering things from earlier. I think sometimes that happens when somebody starts the lesson after it has already started, and they answer, then the answers don't make sense. I have to all right. If you want to be an influence on others, you should live according to what you're preaching. Walk the talk. Yes, definitely. Yeah, be positive influence. So last but not least, thank you, Kaluna, for keeping us on track here. What is one small way you can influence or help others? What are some things you can do to make someone's life better? How can you empower them? What kind of influence can you have? I've always protested against smoking in my life, okay? So sorry, I was so behind in the timeline. No, you're fine. No, Carmen, it was the other Carmen. It's fine. And it's fine that she's answering later. I just have to kind of navigate who's answering what. It's no big deal. No big deal whatsoever. So what is one small way that you can use your influence to help others? All of us have certain degrees of power in different parts of our lives. So what can we do to be a positive force in the world for other people? Be the best, always try to be the best example for others. Yeah, walk the walk. Exactly. I think so too. Small way that you can use your influence to help others. How can you empower people? I think I try to be here for everyone. So I think I'm trying to do that. With offering English for free. And I will do everything in my power to keep it free, because I really do feel that everyone should have access to very good education. And so as long as I am able to, because as you all know, I am not financially sound in any way, shape, or form, but as long as I have support, I will absolutely do this. So it's very important to me. Totally the same, with you, Kaluna. Yeah, you have to be the best example. I agree. I'm not sure if people are writing or not. I don't want to take anything away from anyone. I will slowly but surely pull everything together, offer us the opportunity to say our goodbyes, and few words, many good deeds. So fewer words. And Lorena, you know what we say in English? Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. It's not what you say, it's what you do. Actions speak louder than words. And I completely agree with that. I try to direct my patients to where they can get cheaper treatment as an alternative. Oh, Renata, you're so sweet. Yes. Okay. So slowly but surely, always choose kindness over, even though the world is full of cruelty. Try to. Yes. We're all here trying to do that. Actions speak louder than words. Exactly. Same thing and the same meaning. I can't force to change someone, but I can change myself to be a good example. Yeah, I like that. And we can't force anyone to change. They're going to do what they're going to do. What's the next topic for next week's class? Okay, so Kaluna, next week's topic, I have a live stream with Mike that will be on Tuesday at 12:30 on EWO, and we're going to do the scary movie Scream. So I will try to base our quiz after that at 3 p.m. I will keep it at 3 p.m. And I will offer our lesson somehow based on that, either scary movies or scary things, or I don't know exactly. I haven't gotten there yet. I will plan that tomorrow on my train back to Hamburg. Lead the horse. Yeah, you can't lead the, you can lead the horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Exactly. You can lead a horse to water. Take care, guys. Unselfish sharing of ideas. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Spooky, yes. So even if you're not into scary movies, I'm not into scary movies. I absolutely hate them. So I will try to make it a lesson for everyone. I will try to do that. Yes, thank you for everyone being so flexible and moving this lesson over to today. I really, really, really appreciate it. I know that it's nice when we have a kind of a routine and it makes things easier. So I really appreciate that you switched up your schedule to be able to make it to this lesson today and participate so nicely as always. And then after next week, I will be on holiday. I'm doing like a real holiday. I'll be going to Istanbul and to Uzbekistan, and I will be gone for 2 weeks. I told Yuki yesterday that I will try to like maybe go live at maybe a Turkish market, maybe an Uzbeki market. I guess it's Uzbeki. I have to look that up. But I think it would be kind of cool to go to a couple of markets maybe on my vacation. Just to keep in touch with you. I'm going to miss all of you. I'm kind of getting scared, like, oh, yeah, anyway, not scared, but sad. So take care. Thank you guys for wishing me a nice day. Wish you the same. Which town are you in now? I'm in Berlin at the moment. This is my daughter's dorm room. She's asked me not to show too much because she's afraid, because we went to the serial killer exhibition last night and she's afraid that someone's going to stalk her. So I'm not allowed to show it. Yes. So see you next week, everyone. Please go live there. I am so excited. Wouldn't it be fun? So I'm going to try. I have to see, if, because, I am traveling with my partner and it's not really nice when I do these things. Sometimes he gets kind of a little, and I get that. I would probably feel the same way, but I think it would be really nice to share that with y'all. I probably would do it on Instagram just because it's easier, but I really would like to do it on YouTube. So we'll see. I would give you a little bit of notice. I would probably post a story on Instagram and in our little private chat. I hope, Mohammed, you're able to join that now, to be able to let you know that when it's going to happen. Okay, I hope. Keep your fingers crossed. I have to get Peter on board with this. So Turkey is wonderful and inspiring. I've never been to Istanbul. I'm very curious to see what awaits, and I'm very curious about Uzbekistan. So yeah, be on the side of vulnerable. Be on the side of vulnerable. Be on the side of vulnerable. It's a beautiful phrase. I'm not really sure. Okay. Anyway, so folks, have a lovely day. I'm going to now meet my daughter. She's in school. And then when she's done, then we'll go shopping. And her brother bought her a cookbook for students. So we'll make a recipe and take pictures for him to kind of include him in our fun. So yes, everyone, exactly, Kaluna. All of you are so amazing. And yeah, I would love to visit Turkey. I'll let you know. Let's see how it goes. I have an action-packed time planned for us there to see as much as we can in 4 days. So we will see. I want to go with you shopping. Yes. Thank you. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate your time and your energy. Wishing you all the best. Bye. Blue Mosque was beautiful. Okay, we'll go there.